Hey there, beautiful souls. Right, okay, today what I'm going to do is just invite you into a space with me and just to have a discussion and a talk about how your brain, your thoughts predict your reality. So, we're going to talk a bit about thinking, feeling, analyzing, and doing. How to become the creator of your life. And how your experiences become your life. We're going to break down the circle of thinking, feeling, analyzing, and doing. The loop that creates our limitations and our liberations. So take a deep breath in and let it go. Because when we breathe consciously, we leave the old self behind, even if it's just for a moment, okay? Everything transformation begins with a thought, a single idea, a single intention. Most people throughout their day walk around in a predictable reality. They're living their lives from a past belief and getting a predictable future. Okay? The same thoughts they had yesterday, the day before, and 5 years before that, 10 years before that, 20 years before that. And when you think the same thoughts daily, this then impacts into how you live your life, how you perceive life, how things manifest, because everyone's talking about manifestation, how this works, etc. So when you think the same thoughts, you have the same beliefs, you have the same personality, obviously you're going to get the same reality. So when you make the same choices and you behave in the same way, you create the same experiences and you feel the same emotions. This becomes a neurological groove, a memorized way of being. So your body knows better than you do what you've been doing for the last 5 years of your life, 10 years of your life, 20 years of your life, okay? So here's a bit of truth behind this. A thought is the starting point of creation, okay? So basically, the sofa you're sitting on, the work you do, everything starts with a thought, okay? So if you can think greater than your environment, if you can think beyond your past, and if you can think your future that has not happened yet, you begin to signal the new neurons and new pathways in your brain, okay? You begin to open up new possibilities, as Joe Dispenza teaches in most of his classes and in most of his work. He will teach you that to get a different reality, you have to change your personality, okay? In order to do this, you need to go deep, guys and girls. You need to go deep. You need to understand what's driving the force behind you getting the same loop, the same BS in your lives, okay? Or not the results, not manifesting as quickly as you should be, etc. So what I invite you to try and do, okay, is to calm the mind and start to live your life from the present moment. Don't think that if you're thinking this has happened to me 5-10 years ago, obviously you're going to get the same happening to you now. So how this is taught in neuroscience, obviously you're trying to fire and rewire new neurons, new thoughts, new emotions, because your body gets addicted to the hormones of stress, okay? Your body and the hormones that your brain produces when you go into these situations, when you're doing these things, is one of the most addictive hormones on the planet. And this can affect you in ways that you would not believe. It affects your manifestation, it affects your way of thinking, it affects the way you live your life, it affects the way you go through your day. It affects you in every way possible because your body's running on the emotions of the past. It's not allowing you to come forward and basically manifest from the present moment. You're trying to make a predictable future, okay? It's not going to work. It's going to get you so far, and then it's called manufactured manifesting, okay? You have two forms of manifestation. Basically, you've got manufactured manifesting and you've got surrendered manifesting, where you understand that what you're trying to call in relies on you. If you're living your life still from a past belief, but you're saying to yourself every day, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, blah, 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 it's not going to work for you guys. You've got to feel exactly what you want in here, okay? You've got to go deep. You've got to dive deep. You've got to go through the tears. You've got to go through the reprogramming. Your body is like a biological computer. Let's look at it that way, okay? So basically, when you're typing on a computer and you type something wrong, you can delete this and start again. You need to think of your body and your mind and your brain as the same sort of process because you are a biological computer. So if you have the thoughts of something that's happened to you 5 years ago, stop yourself. Say to yourself internally, delete, delete, press the delete button, replace the thought process with a new thought, an active thought, something that's going to open up your awareness, okay? As you start to get deeper into this work with the practices of meditation, with the practice of sitting the body down, you need to actually understand that your body is not the be all and end. A lot of people walk around life thinking that their body controls them. The body does not control you. Your energy inside, your soul, that controls what you do with your life. That controls how you move forward in your life. It all starts with a thought, okay? The thought process is what creates then into your 3D world. It's up to you then to harness that into your reality by changing things, by dropping people out of your life, by moving forward, okay? A lot of people teach that you can manifest straight from space. Yes, you can, but it also sits down on yourself. It also looks within yourself. There's a good teaching that people teach, and it's called the 80-20 trap, okay? A lot of people walk around in their lives and they live it backwards. They live it from doing 80%, let's run around, blah, 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 lunatic, work until I'm 65, retire with a pension, then I'll go and enjoy my life. Guys, that's the old way of living. That's cause and effect. That's trying to make something else. It doesn't work like that, okay? With what you need to be doing is making sure you have that 80% internal working and the 20% action on the outside, okay? And things will start to shift for you a hell of a lot quicker. You've got to also start to feel the emotion and the signatures and the energetic signature. The thought alone is not enough. Okay, believe me, I have been through severe BS in my life. Okay, I've also been and I've trained with shamans. I've been to Asia. I've trained with the Buddhist side of things. I've trained with Joe Dispenza. I've been through many aspects of different spiritual things to get me where I am now. And also, I don't know whether a lot of you know about my history. As you can see from this channel, I come from a criminal background. I come from a background where none of this made any sense to me. Okay. It didn't make any sense. It was all BS. But I've learned through the time now that it's not. Okay. So if you'd said to me, sit down and meditate 7 years ago, even 5 years ago, I would have told you, what is that? No way. You understand? Now I understand a lot more. So a clear intention of people think when they're going into a meditation that they close their eyes, that's it, they'll think, and then all of a sudden it'll manifest into the world. Again, guys, BS. No matter what you see with these people all over YouTube, all over everywhere else, I'm manifesting millions, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm sorry, guys, but bullshit. And that's from my heart, because it doesn't work like that, okay? The universe will only give you what you can handle, and it will also only give you what you are an energetic match to, all right? So the clear intention with an elevated emotion is like a bow without an arrow, if you understand. It's pointed, but it doesn't move, if you understand what I'm saying there. Emotion is the energy behind intentions, okay? So when you make a thought, make it feel real. Don't just have the thought. This is the idea of meditation, of not just sitting down with your eyes closed in the dark, looking round. This is when breath work comes into your meditations. This is when people go and take psychedelics to get themselves to them open states when going into the meditations. Because all these things allow you to open up your heart center and allow you to actually program your emotional body and your neuropath to make your body feel like you're living in that life now. And once you do that, things will start to come a lot clearer. Believe me, things will start to fall out of your life. People that didn't serve you, that weren't meant to be in your life, people that were there just for their own personal, as I call, energy vampireness, to sort of themselves and to make themselves feel good, they will drop away, because the universe will only show you your highest path. But you have to ask for this, guys. It's like with prayer. People who are into prayer, they don't sit there. You can say your prayers internally, but as I call them, and a lot of other people that work as facilitators in this industry, you have a lot of things that are there within the universe that aren't nice, guys. You have shadow parasites, you have demonic forces. These can hijack your energy field. These can hijack your thought process, okay? So the best way for you to do prayer, to sit down and to speak to God, to speak to Ra, to speak to whoever you put your hands together in front of, source energy, the one that exists, it's put labels on there by different religions, by different people, by different ways that people have thought throughout time. But it narrows down to fucking one thing. It's source energy, okay? So you need to say these things aloud. You need to be not ashamed of what you are doing, or if you're thinking that someone else is going to judge, going to do this, going to do that. Find your space, make your quiet space. Make that space so it suits you, and you can go into that space and you can be the happiest mother alive, okay? Then start to do your prayers, okay? And then infiltrate your prayers into your meditations, okay? So as you're then in the state of meditation, and as you're there doing your practices, you're in your breath work, you're getting yourself to transcendental states within your meditations, ask questions, ask these things. Sit there within the meditation and listen, not through your analytical mind. You need to shut off any belief system that you have, and you need to be listening through your heart. You need to be walking around and living through your heart, okay? There's another class I do, but we're not going to get into that right now. We're going to do it another day, and I'll do a live session with this so people can do it. We're going to be doing activating your Merkaba field, okay? But when we get into this process, you have to be living from your heart, guys, because when you have negative thoughts, positive thoughts, once your Merkaba is spinning and you are working properly and you are aligned, both things will come into your reality, all right? Okay, so like I say, most people, they walk around and they live in emotions that are from their past, all right? So you've got fear, you've got stress, you've got anger, you've got all these things, frustration, doubt, all these things that emotions keep them held in their old identity. They keep them in that space where it's living from the past belief system. And then they look and they think, well, why is this not happening? Why is my life not changing? Why is this not working for me? I'll tell you a bit of a story right now, okay? I used to be a drug dealer, a dickhead, idiot, fucking person that ran around stealing cars, selling stupid things, an absolute grade A idiot, okay? I then went through life, and my life, I thought that the best way to make money, the best way to be recognized, the best way to do my life and to make these things was from that old belief system, okay? I then figured out through time that I've been in relationships. I had a last relationship that was absolutely off the fucking scale with how my thought beliefs were, how her thought beliefs were, how things were arguing, how I fired, and how my life was before made me into an angry or a bitey sort of person. So my personality from what I was living was creating my life. It was creating bullshit. It was attracting stupidness. It was my thought process was I was constantly thinking, well, someone's against me, someone's doing this bad against me, etc., etc. You've got to understand that all these thought processes are past beliefs. They're all bullshit, man. They all need to make it so it comes together and you understand that them past belief systems come through. Let them float, because you're not allowing them then to integrate into how you live your life, okay? You're not allowing them to infiltrate into you thinking, well, that's going to happen to me again, because you can realize that all this is your emotions and your thought process. Your head's, like I said earlier in this video, your head's like a biological computer. So you've got to understand that you need to clean and process and do these things, okay? So the one of the main things that I can stress to anyone about emotions is a good state of emotion is gratitude. It's having the gratitude and saying the thank you. You're not sitting down and asking people or asking the universe, saying people, the universe. You're not asking for things. You're being grateful. This is why people's manifestations don't work. It's took me a long time to get to the stage I'm at with this business, because I've been sitting there all the time thinking, please give me $1 million. I need to make this happen. Please give me this. I need to make this happen, etc., etc. Instead of me surrendering and understanding that I'm going to make this happen. The thought process behind me knowing this has happened. Okay. And then obviously bringing practices like NLP into the situation, bringing other things in that help you to keep in that state. Okay. So, like I say, the emotional signature of gratitude, number 1. Freedom, number 2. Love, number 3. Empowerment and possibility. You must always, if you're trying to bring something into your life and you think, right, okay, I want to manifest this, I'm going to manifest that, but then internally you're sitting there and you're going, well, I don't actually think that I deserve that, or I don't actually think that that's going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to ever come. It's not going to ever materialize, okay? When you evaluate your circumstances, and then the elevated emotions are the chemical signatures of the future, you want to create when you feel them emotions long before the event actually happens, because then the universe then will start to configure everything around you to make that come and happen. I just want to say thank you to It's Me Okay. Thank you for the message. I'll reply to you in a minute, okay? Thank you very much. But basically, you've got to understand that every emotion drives everything, okay? So you begin to attract the experiences when your energy matches it. I also, like you've seen from other videos that I've been putting on last week, recently I quit smoking cannabis, yeah? I've got tears coming in my eyes. Recently, I stopped smoking weed, yeah? After 20 years of smoking weed every single day. Every day, yeah? I sat there chonging from the moment I opened my eyes to the moment I went to sleep. I was chonging. I set this business up, chonging, thinking, well, why am I not getting anywhere? And then I've sat and I've analysed and I've looked. The marijuana was making me one lazy motherfucker. Mind my language. It was making me, I thought in my brain, yeah, man, I'm getting on, I'm doing everything. Yeah. No, I wasn't. I was doing all the things that didn't fucking matter in any way, shape, or form. I was enjoying washing the dishes. No man enjoys washing the dishes. Come on. You know, I was walking down the street in a stone state. The first thing on my mind was getting up and going and buying a weed or going and taking from the coffee shops or whatever. You understand? That controlled my whole reality. My whole personality was a pothead. So no wonder everything that come into my life was to do with bud and was to do with bullshit, because the possibilities weren't any higher. They were set, the minimum standard was set too low. The minimum standard was set at, I want to just get high. I can figure this meditation out while I'm high. I can do this while I'm high. Bollocks, man. It's bullshit. You can do nothing while you're high, no matter who you are. You understand? It's like people are talking about all the edibles and all the things that I've researched as I was coming away from smoking the cannabis. They're all bullshit. You can use them to get into a state that your breath work and ayahuasca and things like this can do the same thing without you ending up with an addiction. Do you understand? So I understood also from that the people I was attracting around me and the groups I was mixing in and the things I was doing weren't suiting my higher self. So I was being kicked. I was looking ill. I was making myself think, I've got to smoke weed to fit in. I've got to do this. My higher self wasn't allowing me to progress forward anymore because I was stuck in a loop of weed. So I'll give you, like I've just stopped now and it's gone, okay? And over the last 10 days, the business, everything is accelerated. Everything, because I put my thought in my meditations, the things that come to me in the meditations, I then put my energy to. Where you put your awareness, your energy follows, okay? So then, instead of me putting my awareness every morning into going and getting stoned, then to do my job, I put my awareness into getting up and putting my face in an ice bath, getting up and doing the things that I'm telling people they should be doing. And everything started to go boom. It was amazing. Everything started to, I can say it, shifting. I've had people come into my life that are amazing. I've got amazing people around me now that are absolutely brilliant. I've had females come into my life. I've got that help with work. I've had a female come into my life on a personal level. That's an absolutely amazing person. So you need to understand that your personality will always predict your reality. And it will always, always, always make it how you want it to be, okay? So once we've activated the thought and the emotion, we're stepping into something that's transformational, okay? So then you're analyzing the old program. So you look at it like you've got two TV screens in front of you, all right? And you're analyzing the old program. You're analyzing what you looked like then. You're analyzing what you talked like then. You're analyzing what you smelt like then. Down to the littlest things, guys. You're making yourself embody what you want to be. And you're making it happen ahora, as they say in Spanish. Right now, you're making it come into your reality right now because you're locking onto it. You're looking, you're analyzing, you're thinking, well, does that serve me now? Does that person, does that emotion, does that look, does that smell, does that where I'm going, everything, even down to the way that you walk, you talk, everything. You analyze it all. You analyze every single area of your life, guys, and you make sure that that is aligning with where you want to be moving forward. Like I touched a bit about my last relationship, okay? My last relationship, everything revolved around a situation that wasn't either of us' fault. There was no blame there on her. There was no blame there on me. But the life revolved around a life that was already created before we got together, okay? And from that situation, expanded bullshit. It expanded a violent, horrible relationship, okay? Because neither of us were living from our own thought process. We were living from programs and things that we'd written before, and we were getting the same predictable outcome. So enough about the relationship side of things anyway. So basically, what it boils down to, guys, is that thought process isn't the start. You've then got to really, really strip yourself down. Strip everything down. Do not be scared and do not be fuckwithable, as people say. I've got a friend in this industry that he is absolutely brilliant in some of the context that he says. And I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying what I've just said. You need to make yourself unfuckwithable, okay? Where no one's emotions towards you make you change off that path of what you want to be, okay? Nothing can change your thought process, because as soon as that thought process changes, you're putting your energy somewhere else, your reality will change. It's simple, absolutely simple, okay? This doesn't mean overthinking, right? It doesn't mean judging yourself. It means becoming aware. So becoming aware of the first step of breaking the habits to begin to make the new version of yourself, okay? Again, I'll talk about myself. I'm sorry that I talk a lot about myself. I've got a big mouth. But basically, I used to always walk around in Armani, tracksuits, this. I was portraying the scally side of me. So what come into my life then was them sort of situations, them sort of people that thrived off that darkness, okay? So I changed. The money that I'd be spending on being in a scally lifestyle, I then went and brought a suit. I went and brought a pair of shoes. I went and brought a shirt. I went and brought the nice things. I went and brought some nice smelling aftershave, etc., etc. I went and made myself and started to mold myself into the version of me that I wanted to be. Because then once you mold yourself into that version of you, believe me, everybody on the external 3D world will look at you as you're looking at you. And the ones that don't look at you, don't bother. They're the ones that need you to drop away. They're the ones that don't serve in your higher purpose of moving forward in your life. Fuck them off. Mind my language. Get rid of them. Because at the end of the day, if they can't support you, they can't sit and understand you, and they can't see things, they're not worthy of being in your space. Okay? They're not worthy of eating around your table. You need to understand, especially if them guys that are getting into business, them guys that are getting into spiritual work, you are your surroundings as well as what you are inside and internally. Your surroundings will predict how you are if you allow them to. If you allow your surroundings, they will eat you, guys. I've been there. I've been there throughout the fucking years of being a dickhead, throughout the years of running around, throughout 7 years in prison. I was an idiot, but I put myself there. I made my belief systems believe these things, okay? So you need to start to ask yourself the questions. Ask yourself questions along the line of, what emotions do I live by every day? What thoughts do I think and repeat every day? What behaviors do I run automatically? Because unknown to some people who are in this work for a while, or some people that know about sort of how your body works and the neuro of your body, there's all day long people walk around in programs, okay? They walk around in a program. So you've got to be able to understand them. You've got to be able to understand not just your programs, you've got to be able to understand the programs of the people that are running within your 3D matrix, because they're just running the programs, guys, just like you are. So when you allow them to make your program dysfunctioned because of their program, you're becoming a fucking victim, guys. You're not a fucking victim. You're becoming a victim of your fucking surroundings, and you shouldn't be a victim ever in your life. But when you allow outside influence to come into your reality and start to change your personal belief systems, etc., you're becoming a victim. You change the belief systems for your higher self, for your way of moving forward to achieve your highest version of what you want, to live in a life that will make you successful, will make you feel accomplished, will make you feel happy, will make you have everything that you desire. But in order to do this, like I say, you've got to understand how to switch off to the fucking buzziness of the 3D matrix and the rest of the people that are running their programs. Okay? Because you cannot change what you're not aware of, guys. Okay? So most people, again, they wake up, they check their phone, and immediately plug in to the emotional memories of the past. So when you pick up your mobile phone, I swear, I hate it. I hate it. I tried to get it into many people throughout my life who pick up that mobile phone as soon as they open their eyes. When you open your eyes up, guys, right, I don't know whether you know, but for the first 7 minutes of you opening your eyes, something along 7 minutes, okay, you're in a zone of theta, okay? Your brain is in theta, all right? Theta's cool, man. But as soon as you pick up that mobile phone or you look at them emails or you do all the bullshit, you're putting yourself back in a program. You're out of creativity. You're out of these zones that are there to aid you, okay? So you need to try and fire and wire different circuits, because as soon as that phone gets put to you or you start to check them emails, you're firing and wiring the same circuits as the day before. You're firing and wiring the same circuits as the day before that. You're firing and wiring the same circuits as the year before that. And then you've got them people that will sit there and say, I am this way because that person did this to me 5 years ago. Bullshit, man. You're this way because you're allowing that to happen to you. Okay? So it's not you. Not today. That's what you need to be doing. You need to be understanding, triggering the hormones that create the same future. You need to trigger new hormones, new emotions, new thought processes, and then your whole reality will change. Your whole system of thinking will change, and then that system of thinking then will integrate into what happens to you in your life. Okay, so today what I want you to do is I want you to become the observer, right? I want the science in your mind to take control. You are the alchemist, guys. You're an alchemist, man. You're a wizard, you're a witch, or whatever you want to call yourself. You are the creator, okay? So when you catch the old thought process, when you catch the old emotion, when you catch the old behavior, you interrupt the patterns, guys. You interrupt the patterns, and then the liberation and the evolution starts to happen. Okay, I'm just going to answer a few of the things that have come up on the chat here, okay, guys, because I feel a bit rude that I'm just leaving you there, okay? So just give me a second just to click this in. Thank you very much. It is me. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been hard. It's been hard for, obviously, a lot of you see me on Vagabonds when I was in Asia, obviously trying to get everything set up over there. A lot of you come to the channel from me being on that interview in Asia. So I've had a lot of pre-programming in my mind from the army, from being an idiot, from being a criminal, from being everything that's come through my life is put a program into me that it took me a long time to overcome with being a violent man, with being an angry man, etc. So I appreciate your kind words. It's me, okay? I really do. I appreciate everything that you're saying, and it's into the heart. It is. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being on this with me now. That means a lot to me as well, because it means there's a lot of people out there that I don't know are actually beginning to see and are beginning to realize that what I want here is an evolution. I want here, I've got healing centers that we're talking about building over here in Espanol. We're looking at doing one in Galicia, which is the main area of witches and wizards. So there's a lot coming to light, which over the time now of people getting to know me, getting to know my story, getting to know what I want out of my higher vision, I hope And I know, I don't hope, I know that people are going to come on board, people are going to enjoy what I'm bringing to the table. So your kind comments and your words, amazing. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, right, so we're going to stage 4 of what I'm trying to just to talk a bit about now, okay? You need to be aligning behavior with the future, all right? So we step into doing the phase of how we do this. Your actions must match the energy of the future creation of you. So like I've just been saying, it's matching what you want to be internally with what's going to project externally, okay? You cannot think abundance. People think that, yeah, man, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to manifest $1 million. I'm going to manifest £1 million. I'm going to manifest €1 million. No matter where you are, people sit there, they think this. And then when it doesn't happen, they go, well, this is bullshit. This is not working, etc., etc. I've been there. And I've doubted sometimes the work that I do. I've doubted at the beginning the work that I do. But then I've started to learn that you can't manifest from a place of fear. You can't tell yourself that you're going to be bringing something good into your life if on the other hand you're thinking that it's not going to fucking happen. It's not going to work because you're battling. The magnetic frequencies are pushing away from each other. They're not coming together and making it so you're whole. It's a push out. It's not going to happen. So you cannot think empowerment while you're living in limitation. That's not going to work either. You understand? You've got to embody every sense, every feeling, every emotion, every motherfucking thing that makes you fucking understand that is you right now living that life. That is you right now driving around in that Ferrari. That is you right now helping your mother. That is you right now helping your father, helping your relationships, helping everything. You've got to embody it, guys. You can't just sit there and make the thought and then not make the thought come into the energetic field of reality. It's bullshit. So you've got to be able to do this and understand this, okay? So you also cannot think healing while living in stress. So if it's not about manifesting wealth, health, and happiness, and you're solely concentrating on your health, you cannot do this while you're living in a stressful environment. B, you're living with someone or something or whatever that's making your total emotional day fucked up. All these things need to be aligned, guys, okay? So ask yourself, again, how would my future self walk? How would my future self speak? How would they wake up? How would they treat their body? That is a number one thing, guys. It's a number one thing, all right? That how you treat your body is how you will fucking have your body treating you, people. Do you understand this? That these processes work from you. You understand? So what would that belief look like now? Ahora. And start to embody it, guys. Start to embody them emotions so you can bring them emotions into a creative reality. So when you start to behave like the person you want to be, your reality begins to recognize the energy, okay? So then that energy, somewhere out there in the quantum, has a match, yeah? And it might sound ludicrous to some of the people that are watching this that are skeptical-minded and live within their programs, but it's true. I know it exists. I know it's fact. So you need to understand that out there somewhere is a version of you within the 12 dimensions that has walked the walk, has taught the talk, and has got to where you want to be. It's about you embodying that frequency. When you embody that frequency and you understand that frequency and you start to live by that frequency out there in the ether will match with you. And that will then start to bring the serendipities into your life that start to make you the way that you want to be, the way that your body, your mind, and your soul are aligned to being. It's simple science, guys. It's simple science that people overlook because they think it's bullshit. It's far from bullshit, I promise you. Put these implementaries into your life, and I promise you, anybody that ever tells you within your life, if you do these practices properly, and you follow us at G2G, and I show you how to do these practices to the absolute diamond, I promise you, your life will shift. Your life will shift, your emotions will shift, your healing will be accelerated, because you've got to understand these things, okay? So when you no longer live from your past, and you no longer live from the expectations of others, because the expectations of others will fucking kill you, man. That's the simple fact. They will fuck you up. The expectations of somebody else will write you off. So don't do it, okay? You become more coherent. You become more aligned. You become more powerful, okay? And action, fueled by elevated emotion, becomes transaction, okay? It's a transaction. It transacts then, and it moves into your life and starts to move your life forward and starts to come together. So then you're dropping time. You're dropping the distance, which people man-made the time. You're dropping the time between now of you being as you are and that future version of yourself. And the quicker you embody that frequency, the quicker you drop the fucking time. It's simple, okay? The quicker everything that is in this frequency now drops out and starts to attract the frequency that is good for you, okay? So, thoughts, the blueprint, the feeling, the energy, the analysis, the awareness to release the old self, the doing, the most important thing, guys, the fucking doing, yes? So, two more important things, emotion and doing. Which way? You didn't have the doing before the emotion. The way that I've just said that to you is not backwards. So don't take backwards from this. Do it right. Emotion, doing. The embodiment of the new self. Not that you running around like a busy fucking fool trying to make something that you don't actually feel or doesn't align with your higher version or your higher path. It's fucking simple, okay? Don't give yourself a heart attack by being a busy dickhead. It's simple. Align with what makes you right. Embody what makes you right. And I promise you, your life will shift. Your life will change. Everything will make you as you want to be. Okay? So this is a formula. It's a formula for transformation, guys. I'm in the process at the moment. It's going to go up on the website, all right? So it's g2ghealing.co.site. It's going to be up on there soon, and it's going to be an actual embodiment transformation formula that you can follow, that you will be able to use, okay? For people like it is me, okay? I'm gonna gift you a free version of this when it's done. I will send this to you. We will contact somehow, send me an email. The email addresses are also on the website, so we've got contact through an email. And I will gift you a version of this formula once I develop it to see whether these things are actually good for you, okay? Cool. I know these things will work. It's gifted to me, I know. I'm confident in what I do with this now, guys. It's took me a long time to learn the neuroscience. It's took me a long time to learn the shamanic. It's took me traveling all over the world to be in different circumstances from criminal, like I say, to violence, to relationships, to all the things that I know now I can put into this formula, and I can help people to embody the higher version of themselves. So today, what I want you to do, I want you to sit there today, and I want you to silently say to yourself, I choose a new mind. I choose a new emotion. I choose a new identity. I am out loud. I want you to say this now. The last one, I want you stood in front of a mirror, and I want you to look at yourself every morning. Okay. Every single morning, I want you to stand up and look in that mirror and say, I am the creator of my life. Because you are. You are the creator. Source, the universe, everything helps you. It doesn't do what you do. You have to also be aligned with it. Okay? So, again, I choose a new mind. I choose a new emotion. I choose a new identity. I am, in a mirror, the creator of my life. Okay? Okay, guys, I want you to take a final deep breath in. Breathe through your day. Don't forget to breathe. Feel the energy. Feel the future self. Embody the future self. One heart, one rhythm, one family, one connection. Peace, guys. It's me, okay? Much love. Mwah.